Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. You were taught how to walk, how to speak, how to behave. You were trained to say please and thank you, taught how to brush your teeth and follow the rules. But let me ask you something no one ever asked growing up. Who taught you how to think about money? Not how to count
Let's
it,
go. Good morning.
but how to think about it, feel about it, attract it, and manage it. If you're like most people,
Let's see what
the answer
price does
is
for
no.
us today.
And yet, the way you think about money might be the single most powerful influence on the quality of your life. That's the very question T. Harv Eker, author of Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, asked himself years ago. You see, Eker wasn't always a multimillionaire. In fact, he was broke, struggling, starting business after business and failing miserably. He didn't lack hustle. He wasn't lazy. He tried everything, but something invisible kept holding him back.
We have not traded up
One
to
day,
the midpoint
he realized that success wasn't just about what he was doing. It was about how he was thinking.
of the range
It
yet.
wasn't his work ethic that needed changing. It was his money blueprint. Now, what exactly
Where
is
the
a
rest
money
of this fair
blueprint?
value gap to fill.
It's the mental programming you carry deep in your subconscious mind about money.
At
How much you
50.
deserve, what money means, whether you see it as good or bad, scarce or abundant. It's the result of every money conversation you overheard as a kid, every financial struggle you witnessed growing up, every belief passed down to you from parents, teachers, and
Price has
society.
been bullish this week.
You didn't choose your
So
blueprint, but it's been running your financial
if we
life
run out the sell side
quietly
first
and powerfully
at the
in the
open, then I'll look
background.
to
Ika discovered that the
take some
root
longs
cause
to
of
the
his
previous
money
week high
wasn't bad luck or bad timing.
and
It
Asia
was a
extension
bad blueprint.
to the top side.
So he went to work rewiring it. He studied how rich people think, how they behave, how they relate to money, and he started copying those patterns. Within just 2.5 years, he went from broke to millionaire. Not by magic, not by accident, but by transforming his inner world to match the results he wanted in the outer world. And that's
Right now, the
exactly
two places
what
I'll
this
sell will
video
be the
is going to
915
help you
open
do. In the next few
and
minutes,
this fair
I'm going to
value gap,
walk you through 17
depending on
powerful
how
mindset
price
shifts
reacts, right?
that T. Harv Eker calls the wealth files. Essential differences between how rich people and poor people think. These aren't vague motivational quotes or feel-good fluff. They're concrete mental patterns that determine
Flip
how much
bullish, I'm
money
gonna
you
buy.
attract, keep, and grow. If you've ever wondered why some people seem to magnetize wealth while others constantly struggle, this will explain it. But let me be clear about something up front. If you struggled with money, it's not your fault. You were programmed with beliefs you didn't choose. You were conditioned by experiences you didn't control. The truth is, most people were taught to think like the poor and middle class, not like the wealthy. But here's the good news. Your blueprint can be changed. You can upgrade your mental software. You can train your mind to think like a millionaire. And when you do, your external results will begin to shift like magic. This isn't a get-rich-quick video.
So we've
It's a
closed the gap
get-rich-right
now.
video. Because once your mind is trained for wealth, money becomes a reflection of your internal growth. It flows to you more naturally and more abundantly when your mindset is aligned. So if you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, if you feel like you're capable of more, but keep hitting invisible ceilings, if you're ready to take control of your financial destiny once and for all, then stay with me. Because these next 17 mindset shifts can change your relationship with money forever. Let's reprogram the way you think about wealth. Starting now. Part 1. Your money blueprint.
I like this sell
Your
side run.
full financial results. Your outer world is simply a
Continue to sell
reflection
out for the
of your
rest of the
inner
day, then
world.
it will be a bit
The
annoying.
results you get in life,
We could trade all the way
especially when it
down
comes
here
to
first
money, are not
to this
random.
4 hour
They are
inverted fair
built
value
upon
gap
something much deeper.
before
Your
flipping
money
for the
blueprint.
rest of the day to the top
Think
side.
of it like the financial thermostat in your subconscious mind. No matter how hard you work, how many hours you put in, or how many side hustles you start, you'll always end up with the results that match your internal blueprint. If your blueprint is set to just enough to get by, that's exactly what you'll experience again and again. So, what exactly is this blueprint? It's your set of beliefs, habits, and emotional patterns around money, installed in you long before you
SPF
had
is
any say
so
in the matter. And like all blueprints, it determines the shape and structure of your financial life.
infrastructure.
According to T. Harv Eker, your blueprint is primarily formed during childhood through three key sources: verbal programming, modeling, and specific incidents.
This fair value got to the top, so I would have
First,
been nice.
there's verbal programming. These are the money messages you constantly heard growing up. Maybe you were told, money doesn't grow on trees, rich people are greedy, or we can't afford that. You didn't just hear those statements, you absorbed them. They became part of your belief system. Over time, they shaped how you view money and what you think is possible for yourself. Then there's modeling. As kids, we model what we see. If your parents argued about money, struggled to pay bills, or handled finances recklessly, chances are you picked up
You
that
ran out the
behavior
Asia low now.
without even realizing it.
Ran out all sessions
If
low.
you saw your family always working hard but never getting ahead,
What we
you
need
might
now is a
believe
split.
deep down that no matter how hard you work, wealth just isn't in the cards for you. And finally, there's
Hourly time frame is
emotions.
looking like this.
These are powerful emotional experiences that created lasting money beliefs. For instance, if you once saw your parents lose their home, you might associate money with fear and instability. If someone you admired lost everything due to a failed investment, you might now believe that all financial risk leads to
You're waiting
pain.
for price to close.
One of the most common. Hearing things like, we can't afford that. A child who constantly hears that may grow up thinking that money is always scarce, or worse, that they don't deserve abundance. Take a simple example. Imagine a young boy hears over and over, money is the root of all evil. What kind of blueprint does that create? As he grows, he might unconsciously sabotage financial success because deep down he doesn't want to be seen as evil. Or consider a girl raised in a home where rich people were constantly criticized. As an adult, even if she earns a good
Trade into
income,
this.
she might feel guilt
So we have
and
this
shame around it
here.
and unknowingly push it away. Here's the crucial part. Your money blueprint creates your results through a predictable cycle, what Ika calls the four-part loop: thoughts, feelings, actions, results. Your thoughts create your feelings lead to your actions, and your actions produce your results. If your thoughts are rooted in
So if
scarcity,
I could sell
fear,
this
or
midpoint,
limitation, that's what your actions will reflect, and your financial results will mirror that.
actually, no, I can't.
But here's the empowering truth.
Um,
Just like a physical blueprint can
I
be
don't like
changed,
this
so can a
Judas thing.
financial one. The first step is
Seven
awareness.
point Judas is not good enough.
Stop listening to the
So even if I'm
blueprints
to
you
sell,
repeat in your head. Catch yourself when you say things like,
price needs to come and
I'll
make it.
never be rich,
So
or
that means
I'm just not good with money.
if price
When
can
you
close
quote,
above the
you
midpoint,
just
then I would
need to
look to
observe.
buy.
The next step is understanding. Ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Who did I learn it from? Is it even true? Often, you'll realize that the people who passed down these beliefs weren't wealthy themselves, which means their programming wasn't necessarily right or helpful. Finally, the key step is reconditioning.
Yeah, me.
This is where you consciously install new empowering beliefs. Start saying things like, I'm a money magnet, I deserve to be wealthy, and money flows to me easily and abundantly. At first, these statements may feel unnatural. That's okay. You're not lying to yourself. You're retraining your subconscious to accept a new financial identity. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your blueprint. And until you change the way you think about money, you'll keep getting the same results, no matter how hard you work. So ask yourself, What's one money belief I inherited that no longer serves me? And what will I choose to believe instead? This is where transformation begins. Not in your wallet, but in your mind. Let's keep going and dig into the first 3 wealth files that will start reshaping your mindset from the inside out. 2. Rich versus poor thinking. The ultimate in a battle.
The price just want to drop for
Before
the
we
rest
dive
of the
into
day.
the 17 wealth files, let's pause and look at the battlefield where everything begins. The mind.
We have this 4-hour
Every
inverted fair
result,
value gap that
every
we could
success
retest.
story, every wealthy life starts in one place: your thoughts. The greatest battle isn't happening in your bank account, it's happening in your head. And this is where the real war between wealth and poverty is won or lost: through mindset. T. Harv Eker makes this clear. Wealthy people don't just do things differently, they think differently. They see the world through a different lens. Their beliefs, attitudes,
Once we
and
do up
reactions to
a
challenges
figures of about
aren't the
100
same
points,
as those who struggle
which we have right
financially.
now,
And it's not just about knowledge or
price can flip
intelligence,
any moment.
it's about the internal programming they live by. Eker calls these wealth files, patterns of thought that separate rich minds from poor ones. But before we unpack all 17, let's zoom in on 5 powerful mindset shifts that highlight just how radically different rich thinking is from poor thinking. These
Before we'll be
aren't
able to buy,
binary
we'd have
statements,
to
they're
wait for
full
this
blown rewrites
for
of
it to
how you view
sell.
yourself
We need to
and the
wait for the
world
first 30
more
minute candle
generally.
to form.
If you absorb even
If we're
just
looking for
these
buys, all we
5
need is a close
principles
above the midpoint.
and start living by them, you'll feel a dramatic shift in your results. 1.
So right now,
Rich
all we have
people
is
believe,
price running out
I create my life.
5 minutes
Poor
sell
thinkers
side
believe life happens to me.
towards this equal
This is
those
one of the
here.
most fundamental mindset shifts of all. Rich thinkers operate from a place of power and personal responsibility.
The price is probably going to
They
go top of
believe
that
they are the
sell side
creators of
liquidity.
their reality. When something goes wrong financially, they don't point fingers. They look in the mirror. They ask, what did I do to create this? And what can I do to change it? Poor thinkers, on the other hand, live in a world of blame and victimhood. If they're broke, it's the government's fault, the economy's fault, their boss's fault, or their parents' fault. They don't realize that this mindset strips them of all control and therefore all power to change their circumstances. Here's the truth. As long as you believe
Look
someone
below.
else is responsible for your financial
We want
results,
this high, we need to close.
you'll stay stuck. But once you accept that you
Once we
created
close
life,
above,
you also
that's
claim the
bullish.
power to create something better. 2. Rich people play to win. Poor people play not to lose. This one hits hard. Rich thinkers go all in. They're bold, they take calculated risks, and they aim high. Their mindset is, how can I maximize this opportunity? How
So
can I win big? They don't focus on just surviving, they focus on thriving. Poor thinkers play defense. Their main goal is safety and comfort. They avoid risk at all costs, even if it means missing out on big rewards. They say things like, I just want enough to get by, or as long as I can pay the bills, I'm okay. Think about that for a moment. If your goal is simply not to lose, what's the best outcome you can hope for? To not lose. That's it. But if you play to win, the possibilities expand. You start making bold moves, and bold moves are often what lead to big breakthroughs. 3. Rich people think big, poor people think small. This difference is so clear in the goals people set. Wealthy thinkers aim for impact, scale, and abundance. They ask, how can I help millions? Not, how can I help just one? They don't just want to earn a living, they want to build legacies. Poor thinkers often operate from fear and limitation. They shrink their dreams to fit their current circumstances, instead of expanding their mindset to fit their vision. They'll say, I could never do that, or I'm just a he fill in the blank. Here's a hard truth. The universe responds to boldness. When you think big, You expand your capacity. You challenge yourself.
Right, I'm doing
You
shit.
rise. And even if you don't hit the
Let's go
exact
film it.
target, you end up way ahead of where you would have landed with small thinking. 4. Rich people admire other successful people. Poor people resent them. This is one of the sneakiest mindset traps out there. Wealthy thinkers celebrate success in others because they see it as proof that success is possible. When they see someone driving a nice car or building a thriving business, they think, good for them. If they can do it, so can I. Poor thinkers, however, often feel threatened or bitter when they see success. They'll say things like, they probably cheated to get there, or it must be nice to be born rich. Instead of using success as inspiration, they use it as fuel for resentment. But here's the thing, what you resent, you repel. You can't attract wealth while secretly resenting those who have it. If you want to join the ranks of the successful, you need to celebrate them first. 5. Rich people associate with other successful people. Poor people associate with pessimists. This might be the most practical shift of all. Wealthy thinkers are intentional about who they spend time with. They surround themselves with high achievers,
This
forward
was
thinkers,
lunch.
and people who challenge them to grow.
This is the lunch
They
floor
know
right
their
here.
environment shapes their mindset, and their mindset shapes their results. Poor thinkers often cling to comfort zones. They hang around people who complain, who play small, and who reinforce their limitations. Not because they're bad people, but because it feels safe and familiar. But if you're always the smartest or most ambitious person in your circle is holding you back. Jim Rohn said it best. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you want to level up financially, start spending time with people who already think,
What's good so
feel,
far?
and breathe the
Good.
next level. Let's bring all this home with a story. Meet Sam. Sam grew up in a modest home where money was always
Nothing
tight.
so far.
He was taught to work hard, not take risks, and never
Yeah,
trust rich people.
as you can see,
His parents
these
often said
people have
things like,
exhausted themselves for
people
the
like
week.
us don't get rich,
2
and just be grateful you have a job. Sam followed the
years
script.
long when
He
the
got a
news came
safe
out.
job, avoided risk,
This
and
literally
learned
stopped me
paycheck
out
to
right
paycheck.
there.
But deep down,
Was
he
in from
knew
there.
he was meant for more.
This stops me out.
One day, he stumbled across
I
a
went to
copy of
TP.
Secrets of the Millionaire
That's that.
Mind. Something clicked. He realized his beliefs were keeping him stuck. He started journaling his money
Has
woes,
literally hit some weekly
noticed how
target, so
often he blamed the government,
probably roll
his
over
boss, or the economy.
for the week.
So he made a
For
decision.
today and tomorrow.
He'd start taking
Monday,
responsibility.
actually, we could get Friday
He
high of
began
the
to
week
think like a rich
since we
person.
had Monday low of
He
the week.
started
Yeah.
saying things like, I create my life, and I deserve abundance.
Our
He
baby, on
got
the
into
other hand,
entrepreneur groups, distanced himself from
still
constant
running from
complainers,
here.
and learned to admire
But it
success
looks like
instead of judging it.
they might have
Today,
exhausted
Sam isn't just earning more,
week one
he's living differently. He's more confident, more proactive,
600 pounds
and more in
a bit
control.
small though.
Not because he won the lottery,
I would want
but
at least
because he
800 points
rewired
for
his
the week.
thinking. So let me ask you, which of these 5 mindset shifts do you need the most? Which one will you commit to mastering starting today? Because the truth is, money doesn't change first. You do. The outside only changes when the inside shifts. And this right here
So
is the beginning of that change. Let's now dive into the first wealth file and begin unlocking the millionaire mind. One file
about to
at a
run out the
time.
previous day's launch liquidity
Part 3. Wealth files
there
1
at
to
12
3.
o'clock.
The foundation of financial transformation. When you
Also, at the
begin the
moment,
journey
we
to rewire your mind for wealth, you have to start by laying a
450
solid
points up.
foundation. Without
A
this,
good day
your
we can get to
strategy,
400.
goals, or
So
business idea will eventually collapse under the weight of your own limiting beliefs. That's why the first 3 wealth files,
after the first
E,
30 minutes,
Eka,
we
as
can
in
play the daily
creating a
range.
millionaire mind, are so powerful.
Hmm.
They're not just surface level ideas,
After the
they're
first,
root level shifts that
play
determine
the
how you
daily
show up
range
in the world financially.
because the 30-minute
These are the mental
has
cornerstones
less
of financial
manipulation and gives you what
transformation.
direction the price is
Let's
going to go for
explore
the
them
rest of
one
the
by
day.
one, understand what they mean, why they matter
based off
what to
daily
do,
range or the
but
average
most
daily range.
importantly, how they can unlock the next
That's
level
what
of
we're
your
looking
life.
for. Us.
Wealth file. 1.
It's a straight sell
Rich
side
people
run.
believe I create my life. Poor people
I'd
believe
rather not
life
be in
is
a trade
predictable.
than lose, to be honest.
This one is bold. It draws a clear line between two types of people: those who take full ownership of their lives and those who surrender to circumstance. Rich people operate from a belief that they are the primary force behind their results. They don't sit back and wait for luck, or blame the economy, or say, I can't help it. Instead, they live with the conviction
It's low.
that their
That's actually
choices,
what I'm thinking now.
habits, thoughts, and actions shape their future. Poor people, on the other hand,
You
often
don't want
feel
to go run out the
powerless.
news law.
They default to victimhood. Life is something that happens to them, not
We're
to
back
them.
inside the 4 hour
They say
inverted fair
things
value
like,
gap right
I
now.
can't catch a break, or it's just how things are.
Let's see if
Instead
price
of,
wants to
I'm
accumulate here or
creating
just keep
arrangements
crashing.
too. If you don't believe
But
you're in control, you won't take control. And if you don't take control, your situation never changes. Real life example. Think of someone who grew up in a tough neighborhood where crime and poverty were the norm. Most people in that environment internalize a belief that they're
that's how
stuck,
you were born.
that this is just their fate. But every now and then, someone rises above. Maybe they start a business, become a community leader, or create a new life for their family. What's the difference? Not talent, not luck, belief. They believe they can shape their lives, and they act
I don't think I've ever seen a 150
So
point
here's your challenge.
Judah
Where
frame
in your
before.
life are you acting like a victim? Where are you blaming others, making excuses, or waiting for someone to save you? Flip the script.
But neither have I
Write
seen
this
a
down and say it
less
out
than a
loud
10
every
point
day. I create my life.
top wick as well.
Repeat it until your subconscious
In
believes it.
4 hour time frame.
That's when real change begins.
Bit dodgy.
Wealth file. 2. Rich people play to win. Poor people play not to lose. This is about intention, your internal compass, and the level of risk you're willing to embrace. Rich people approach life with a go big or go home attitude. They're not reckless, but they're bold. They aim to win. They know there's no glory in playing it safe forever. So they stretch, they invest, they ask for the promotion, they build the business. They put themselves in positions where success is possible, even if failure is also a risk. Poor people, however, operate out of fear. They play defense instead of
For the first
offense.
macro.
Their mindset is
Honestly,
let
there's
me
nothing I can do
survive,
till
not let me thrive.
10
They
o'clock.
don't try to win, they try to avoid losing. And ironically, this mentality often leads to stagnation, missed opportunities,
I would just
and
like for the
regret.
5 hour candles to just
Let me
start
tell you a
being bullish
story.
right now.
James had a business idea,
Um,
a small tech tool for freelancers. He talked about it for years but never launched. Why? He was afraid it wouldn't work. He feared wasting money and being judged. He kept saying, I'm just being cautious.
price cannot close
But
back
in
above
truth,
this line
he was playing not
for
to
the
win.
rest of the day.
One day, a friend of his, with a similar idea, launched and
So
succeeded. James watched as his friend took that risk and started generating 5 figures a month. That hit James hard. It wasn't about the money anymore. It was about who he became by not playing to win. You can
see
avoid
these
failure,
highs
sure, but if you never play to win, you'll
like
also avoid growth,
8.
breakthroughs, and purpose. Here's how you apply this. Start making decisions that are aligned with bold vision, not small fear. Ask yourself, if I was playing to win, what would I do differently right now? Then do it, even if it's scary. Wealth file 3. Rich people are committed to being rich. Poor people want to be rich. This one slices deep. There's a huge difference between wanting and committing.
Because
Everyone says they want to be rich. Who wouldn't? But wanting is passive. It's wishful thinking. It sounds like, I'd love to be rich someday. It's full of excuses.
I'll be right
If only I
back.
had more time. If only I knew now. If only I had better luck. Wanting is easy because it requires nothing of you. Commitment, though, that's where things change. Rich people don't just want wealth. They decide to create it. They declare it. They get clear on what wealth means to them. And they commit to doing whatever it takes ethically, intelligently, consistently. To make it real. No backup plan. No dabbling. No maybe someday. They burn the boats. Eka says it best. If you are not fully, totally, and truly committed to creating wealth, chances are you won't. Commitment means sacrifice. It means investing time, learning new skills, cutting off distractions, and sometimes doing the hard thing when the easy path is right in front of you. Here's a real-world contrast. Imagine two people, Angela and Kevin. Angela says she wants to be financially free. She reads a few articles, watches motivational videos, and dreams about owning real estate. But she never takes action. Kevin, on the other hand, commits. He sets a 5-year goal, enrolls in courses, finds a mentor, and starts saving aggressively. He buys his first rental property after 1 year. Angela is still watching videos. So ask yourself honestly, are you just interested or are you committed? There's a big difference. If you're truly committed to becoming wealthy, you'll stop making excuses and start making decisions. You'll stop waiting for the right time and start taking steps now, no matter how small. To help shift into commitment, write down this declaration. I am fully committed to creating wealth. I will do whatever it takes for as long as it takes. Put it somewhere you'll see it every day. Make it your creed. These 3 wealth files aren't just tips. They are the bedrock of a new way of being. They challenge you to take responsibility, take risks, and take massive action. They force you to leave behind the old identity of someone who hopes for wealth and step into the mindset of someone who builds it. Remember this: you don't get what you want in life. You get what you're committed to. And that commitment starts in your mind today. So which of these 3 foundations hit you the hardest? Which belief are you ready to rewire? Once you shift these mental gears, the other wealth files will make more sense. And more importantly, they'll start to stick. Because you'll no longer be someone who just learns about wealth. You'll be someone who lives it. Let's keep going. The transformation is only just beginning. Part 4. Wealth Files 4 to 6. Big Thinking and Opportunity Focus. One of the most profound lessons in Secrets of the Millionaire Mind is this: wealthy people don't just have more money. They have a bigger mindset. They think differently. And that difference shows up in the way they see the world, the way they act, and the way they attract success.
Let's see if we can get close back above the 5
Wealth
minutes.
Files 4 to 6.
So the first 5 minute candle will be
Centers around how
open.
the rich train their minds to think expansively, seize opportunities, and appreciate success in others. These mindset shifts may sound simple at first glance, but when applied with conviction, they radically change your financial trajectory. Wealth File 4. Rich people think big. Poor people think small. Have you ever caught yourself saying, I just want enough to get by? Or, I don't need much, just a simple life? While these phrases may sound humble, they often stem from fear, scarcity, or a deep-rooted belief that we're not worthy of more. T. Harv Eker challenges this small thinking head-on. He says rich people give themselves permission to think big. Why? Because thinking big expands your vision, your impact, and your potential. When you think small, your decisions are limited. You take fewer risks. You avoid challenges. You settle for a job that pays just enough. But when you think big, something shifts. Your mind starts searching for larger opportunities. You surround yourself with ambitious people. You begin acting as someone who deserves more. The universe has a funny way of responding to bold declarations. Take Sarah, for example. She was a freelance designer with a few local clients. For years, she kept her prices low, thinking people wouldn't pay more. One day, she attended a business conference and heard a speaker say, "If you keep playing small, you'll always struggle." It hit her like lightning. She rebranded, raised her rates, pitched to international clients, and started a design agency. Within 2 years, she 10x'd her income. Nothing changed, except the size of her thinking. So here's your challenge. In what area of your life are you thinking small? Is it your income goals, your impact, your business ideas? Stretch it. Double your goal. Ask yourself, what would this look like if I wasn't afraid? Remember, thinking big isn't arrogance, it's alignment with your potential. Wealth File 5. Rich people focus on opportunities. Poor people focus on obstacles. This mindset shift is like flipping a lens. Where poor people see problems, risks, and reasons to wait, rich people see potential, hidden value, and the upside. It's not that the rich are blind to challenges, they're just trained to look through them to find opportunities. This is a massive distinction. If your mind is conditioned to look for obstacles, you'll always find them. You'll say things like, "The market is too competitive," "I don't have enough capital," or "It's not the right time." But if you focus on opportunities, you'll say, "How can I make this work? What resources can I leverage? Who can help me get started?" Consider how this played out during the COVID-19 pandemic. Thousands of businesses shut down. No doubt a tough time. But many people also built million-dollar brands during that period. How? They saw opportunity where others saw disaster. While others pulled back, they leaned in. They started delivery services, created online courses,
It's the end of the
started
month,
virtual
so
workshops, or
I
opened
understand
remote
price is going to
solutions.
be
It wasn't luck, it was
good.
focus.
And it's the
They
end of the
trusted their
month of the
gut.
worst month
They
of the
followed
year.
opportunity, even when the door was shut. Here's how you apply this practically.
It's red,
Whenever you face a challenge,
red in the
write
market.
down 3 opportunities hidden within it. If your income drops, could it be the perfect time to build your dream business?
About
If your
Nasdaq.
work gets repetitive, is that a nudge to learn a new skill? Train your brain like a radar, always scanning for the gold inside the grit. And here's a truth bomb. The people who succeed the most aren't the ones who avoid failure. They're the ones who see beyond failure. Focus on opportunity,
583.
and opportunity will start
We closed
focusing
below.
on you.
I don't like that.
File 6.
Any
Rich
price
people
actually
admire
closed.
other rich and successful people. Poor people resent them. This is one of the most emotionally loaded wealth files, and one of the most transformative. Have you ever caught yourself judging someone for their success? Maybe you've thought, "They're probably lucky," or "They must have done something shady to get that rich." If so, you're not alone. Many of us are taught, consciously or subconsciously, to distrust wealth, to view rich people as greedy, selfish, or corrupt. But here's the trap. If you resent what you want, you'll never allow yourself to have it. You cannot attract what you secretly despise. If you view wealth as something bad, your subconscious mind will keep you away from it, even if your conscious mind says you want it. Rich people admire success in others. They study it, celebrate it, and use it as inspiration. When they see someone driving a
Let's see
luxury
if
car
price wants to
or
run out
owning
this
big
low before.
yachts, they say, "Good for them. If they can do it, so can I." They know that resentment closes doors. Admiration opens them. Let's take a story from real life. Daniel was a middle-class employee who constantly criticized the rich, especially entrepreneurs. He'd say things like, "These people don't know what struggle is," or "They don't pay enough taxes." Then one day, he attended a seminar where a speaker said, "If you hate wealth, you'll never have it." That day, something shifted. Daniel began studying wealthy people, not to judge them, but to learn. He read biographies, listened to their interviews, and started modeling their habits. Within 5 years, he launched his own tech platform and became a millionaire. His secret? He replaced resentment with curiosity and admiration. Here's your challenge. Pay attention to your internal
That medium
dialogue when you
impact
see
me this
someone
time.
successful.
But
Do you cheer them on or do you criticize them? If it's the latter, dig deeper. Where did that belief come from? Then flip it. Every time you see success, say, that's possible for me too. Let's reflect. These three wealth files may seem subtle, but they hold massive power. Thinking big pushes you beyond the limits of fear. Focusing on opportunity helps you navigate through any challenge. And admiring success dissolves the internal resistance that keeps you stuck. So ask yourself honestly, which of these beliefs do you resist the most? And why? That resistance is a clue. It's the very area that needs healing, rewiring, and expansion. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into more wealth files, each one designed to reprogram your subconscious and turn you into a magnet for abundance. But remember this: the size of your success will rarely exceed the size of your thinking. So stretch, shift, and stand tall. You're not here to play small, you're here to rise. Part 5: Wealth Files 7 to 9: Influence, Promotion, and Responsibility. One of the most overlooked secrets of wealth is the company you keep, the way you promote yourself, and how you handle life's inevitable challenges. These are the principles behind Wealth Files 7 through 9 in Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And they dig deep into what really separates the wealthy from those who struggle. If you've ever felt stuck, overlooked, or overwhelmed, this section will be a game changer. We'll unpack why associating with positive people, embracing self-promotion, and taking responsibility for your problems can unlock a level of success you may have thought was out
first
of
might be
reach.
cooking the second leg of the bear
Let's
snack right
start
now.
with Wealth File 7. Rich people associate with positive, successful people. Poor people associate with negative or unsuccessful people. This might sound obvious, but many people underestimate how profoundly their social circle impacts their mindset, motivation,
There's
and
definitely still
financial
room.
outcomes. The truth is, your environment acts as a mirror and a magnifier for your beliefs. Think about it. If you spend your time with people who complain, blame external circumstances, and doubt their own abilities, guess what? Those attitudes become contagious. You'll find your own enthusiasm draining, your confidence shrinking, and your ideas shrinking to fit within the group's limits. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with driven, positive, and successful individuals, you absorb their mindset, habits, and energy. Their successes light a fire under you. Their beliefs expand your thinking. Their stories become proof that more is possible. I remember the story of James, a young man working a dead-end job and feeling stuck in his finances. Most of his friends were pessimistic about money, always talking about why it's impossible to get ahead. James started to feel the same way. But one day, he decided to join a local entrepreneur meetup. At first, he felt out of place. Everyone was ambitious, focused, and optimistic. But over time, their mindset rubbed off on him. He began setting bigger goals, took action on new ideas, and started a small side business. Within a year, he was making more money than he ever dreamed, all because he changed the company he kept. So here's a practical tip: audit your social circle. Who do you spend the most time with? Are they inspiring you to grow or holding you back? This doesn't mean cutting off old friends, but it does mean consciously investing more time with people who lift you higher. It's said that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose wisely. Moving on to wealth. File 8. Rich people are willing to promote themselves and their value. Poor people think negatively about selling and self-promotion. This file tackles a huge block for many: the fear and discomfort around promoting oneself. From a young age, many of us are taught that bragging is bad, or you shouldn't make others feel small by talking about your success. While humility is a virtue, when it comes to wealth creation, downplaying your value is a recipe for stagnation. Think of it this way: no one will promote you better than you promote yourself. Whether you're an entrepreneur selling a product, an employee pitching an idea, or an artist sharing your work, your ability to communicate your value confidently determines your success. If you shy away from this, you're essentially hiding your potential from the world. Take Maria, for instance. She was an incredibly talented graphic designer, but would never raise her rates
On the
or
higher
put
low
herself forward for big clients.
in 5 minutes.
She worried people would think she was too pushy or
And the 1 minute
selfish.
was starting to form lower
After
highs.
reading Secrets of the Millionaire Mind,
If I was a
she
retail
realized
trader,
this mindset was holding her back. She started practicing how to talk about her work with pride and clarity. She created a portfolio, reached out to businesses confidently, and charged what she was worth. The result? Within months, her income doubled and her confidence soared. It's normal to feel fear around self-promotion. The what if they say no? Or what if I sound arrogant? But here's the truth. When you approach promotion with authenticity and a genuine desire to serve, it stops being selling and starts being sharing. You're simply letting people know how you
but
can
I
make
can't be
money
selling this right
without
now. It's
sacrificing
so
yourself.
heavily
The
discounted.
more comfortable you become with this, the more doors will open. Try this practical exercise. Write down 3 things you're proud of in your work or skills. Then practice sharing them with a friend or in front of a mirror. Notice how it feels to own your value. The next time an opportunity arises, step forward and communicate clearly what you bring to the table. Now, let's tackle wealth file. 9. Rich people are bigger than their problems. Poor people are smaller than their problems. This file is one of the most powerful mindset shifts you can make because it's about resilience and responsibility. Problems are inevitable in life. Everyone faces them. The difference is how you respond.
It's a good inverted fair
When
value
problems
gap
feel bigger
reversal
than you,
that happened
it's easy to get
earlier today,
overwhelmed, blame
actually
others,
earlier before
or fall into despair. You
market
might
open.
say, this problem is too
It's a
big for
good
me,
run.
or
She's
I
didn't
can't
give
do
me
it.
my entry, you know, because I was looking to
It's
sell
time
this.
to understand that problems are part of the game. They don't run from
It
them
didn't
or
come
get
high enough.
minimized.
All I wanted was
Instead,
about
they grow bigger, mentally,
20 points.
emotionally, and spiritually, so they can handle the challenges that come their way.
Price still has
Remember the story of Robert, a
previous week
business
high to
owner
go.
whose company was hit hard by an economic downturn. Many would have
So
folded under the
I'm still
pressure.
looking for US 30 to go
But Robert
bullish.
saw
If
the
not
crisis
today,
as an
tomorrow.
invitation to become stronger. He invested time in
Going
learning
for the
new
low of the week.
skills, sought advice from mentors,
If
and
not, we'll get a
restructured
good
his
range
business
to
model.
play with tomorrow.
His mindset was, I am bigger than this challenge. Within a few years, his business not only recovered, but flourished. Growth often comes from discomfort. When you face a problem, ask yourself, how can I grow from this? What lessons does this teach me? How can I use this problem as a stepping stone? This shift from victimhood to empowerment
280 points.
is at the core of lasting wealth. Many people shy away from responsibility because it feels heavy. But here's a secret. True freedom and wealth come when you take full responsibility for your life, your finances, and your reactions. That means no more blaming the economy, your boss, or your upbringing. It means owning your power to create change. Here's your challenge. Next time you face a problem, instead of shrinking or blaming, declare, I am bigger than this. Take one step towards solving it, no matter how small. Notice how your confidence grows with each step. Let's bring this all together. Wealth file. 7 teaches you to be intentional about your associations because your environment shapes your mind. Wealth file 8 pushes you to embrace self-promotion as a vital skill that opens doors to abundance. And Wealth File 9 challenges you to rise above problems by becoming bigger than any obstacle you face. These principles aren't just theoretical, they're deeply practical and proven by countless success stories. The fears around promotion, responsibility, and growth are real, but they don't have to control you. When you consciously rewire your mind to align with these truths, you build a foundation of resilience, influence, and unstoppable momentum. So reflect for a moment. Are you surrounding yourself with people who elevate you? Are you willing to step into the spotlight and share your
That's big
value?
accumulating.
When challenges come, do you rise to meet them or let them defeat you? Which of these areas feels most uncomfortable to you? And how can you take one small step today to shift? Remember, wealth isn't just about money. It's about becoming the person who can handle and create wealth. And that person is already inside you, waiting to emerge. In the next part, we'll explore even more wealth files, each one designed to strengthen your millionaire mindset and bring you closer to the financial life you deserve. But for now, take these lessons to heart, practice them daily, and watch as your world begins to change, one mindset shift at a time. Part 6. Wealth Files 10 to 12. Income, Value, and Duality. When it comes to building wealth, many people get stuck in old patterns that limit their earning potential and mindset. Wealth Files 10 through 12 reveal profound truths about how rich people think differently about money, value, and opportunities. These principles challenge some of the most common mental blocks around receiving income, negotiating worth, and breaking free from limiting either or thinking. Understanding and applying these can open new doors to financial freedom and abundance. Wealth File 10. Rich people are excellent receivers. Poor people are not. This might sound simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Being a good receiver means being open and willing to accept wealth, compliments, help, and opportunities when they come your way. Many people unintentionally block wealth by feeling unworthy or uncomfortable when money flows toward them. Think about it. If you constantly give but have trouble receiving, whether that's accepting money, praise, or support, you create an imbalance. This imbalance can stop you from growing financially. Poor people often struggle with receiving because of deep-rooted beliefs like, I don't deserve this, or if I accept help, I'm weak. These beliefs act like a dam, holding back the natural flow of abundance. I remember a story about Lisa, who was a hard-working freelancer. She always undercharged her clients because she felt guilty asking for more. She would negotiate down her fees even when she knew she deserved better. After reading Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, Lisa realized her resistance to receiving money was limiting her growth. She started practicing accepting compliments graciously and asking for fair payment confidently. Over time, her income increased, and she felt more worthy of success. Here's a practical tip. Practice being a better receiver in everyday life. When someone pays you a compliment, say thank you without deflecting. When you're offered a gift or help, accept it graciously. Notice how this openness creates space for more abundance in your life. Wealth File 11. Rich people choose to get paid based on results, not time. Poor people get paid based on time. This is a crucial mindset shift from exchanging hours for money toward creating value that justifies higher rewards. When you get paid based on time, like an hourly wage, your income has a ceiling because there are only so many hours in a day. Rich people understand this limitation and focus on delivering results. They negotiate contracts, commissions, or profit shares based on the value they bring, not the time they spend. This shift is about seeing yourself as a creator of wealth, not just a worker. It encourages innovation, efficiency, and entrepreneurship. Take James, who we met earlier. At first, he worked as a consultant, charging by the hour. After some trial and error, he started charging flat fees for specific results, like helping a client increase sales by 20%. This approach allowed him to raise his fees significantly and scale his business. Instead of trading time for money, James created systems that delivered consistent outcomes. If you're used to working by the hour, try to identify ways to get paid based on the value or impact you provide. Could you offer packages instead of hourly rates? Could you negotiate bonuses or commissions? This mindset helps you step into a higher level of financial growth. Wealth file. 12. Rich people think both and. Poor people think either or. This principle is about expanding your mental framework from limited choices to unlimited possibilities. Most people fall into the trap of either or thinking, believing they must choose between two options, and that one excludes the other. For example, people might say, I can either have a good job or be an entrepreneur, or I have to choose between saving money or enjoying life. This kind of thinking creates unnecessary constraints and missed opportunities. Rich people, however, think in terms of both and. They believe they can have multiple streams of income, enjoy life while building wealth, and create win-win situations. Consider the story of Sarah, who was torn between staying in her stable corporate job or starting her own online business. Instead of choosing one and giving up the other, Sarah adopted a both-and mindset. She kept her job while working on her business in the evenings. Over time, her business grew enough to replace her salary, and she didn't sacrifice financial security for her dreams. This mindset applies broadly. Instead of limiting yourself to rigid choices, ask, how can I have both? Or, what's the creative solution that allows me to expand rather than limit? This shift encourages innovation, flexibility, and abundance. To bring these ideas into your life, reflect on these questions. How open are you to receiving money and success? Do you believe you deserve more, or do you resist wealth? Are you currently paid based on time or results? How could you shift to a value-based mindset? And finally, where do you find yourself stuck in either or thinking? How can you reframe those limitations into both and possibilities? By embracing these three wealth files, you're stepping into a mindset that welcomes abundance, values your contributions fairly, and expands your horizons beyond scarcity. These shifts don't just improve your finances. They transform how you approach opportunities and challenges in every area of life. Remember, wealth creation is as much a mental game as it is a financial one. The richer your mindset, the richer your reality becomes. Take these lessons seriously, practice them daily, and watch as your income streams grow, your confidence builds, and your life expands beyond what you thought possible. Next, we'll dive deeper into even more wealth files that will continue to refine your millionaire mindset and equip you with the tools to create lasting success. But for now, focus on receiving with grace, valuing your results, and embracing the power of both, and your wealth journey is accelerating. And you're exactly where you need to be. Part 7. Wealth Files. 13 to 14. Wealth Metrics and Management. When it comes to mastering money, knowing what to focus on is half the battle. Many people obsess over their income, paycheck, or bank balance at any given moment. But these numbers don't tell the full story of financial health. This is where wealth files 13 and 14 come in. Rich people focus on their net worth, and they manage their money well. Understanding and applying these two principles can transform not just how much money you make, but how much you keep, grow, and leverage to create lasting wealth. Wealth File 13. Rich people focus on their net worth. Simply put, your net worth is the sum of everything you own, your assets, minus everything you owe, your liabilities. It's the real measure of financial success because it reflects your actual financial position, not just how much money flows in or out each month. Imagine two people. Person A earns $10,000 a month but spends $9,500, accumulating debt and owning few assets. Person B earns $5,000 a month, saves diligently, invests wisely, and has growing assets. Over time, Person B's net worth rises steadily, while Person A's financial situation remains unstable or even worsens. Many who chase income alone miss this crucial truth. They can make a lot, but have little to show for it. Tracking your net worth regularly keeps you grounded in reality. It shifts your mindset from short-term spending to long-term wealth building. When you see your net worth grow, it fuels motivation to keep making smart financial decisions. If it shrinks, it signals a need to adjust habits or spending. Wealth File 14. Rich people manage their money well. Income alone doesn't create wealth. How you handle your money does. This is why T. Harv Eker emphasizes the importance of good money management skills. Without control and organization, even large incomes can slip through your fingers. But when you manage your money properly, every dollar works for you and contributes to your wealth. To help with this, Eker introduces a simple yet powerful system called the JARS money system. It's a practical framework for dividing your income into different jars or accounts, each with a specific purpose. The goal is to automate and simplify your money management, reduce stress, and create balance. Here's a breakdown of the jars. 1. Necessities jar, 55%. For bills, food, housing, and essentials. 2nd. Financial freedom jar, 10%. For investing and building wealth. 3rd. Education jar, 10%. For learning new skills, books, courses. 4. Long-term savings jar, 10%. For major future expenses like retirement or emergencies. 5. Play jar, 10%. For fun, entertainment, and treating yourself. 6. Give jar, 5%. For charity, donations, or helping others. This system ensures your money is balanced between survival, growth, learning, enjoyment, and giving. 5 crucial areas for a wealthy life. It prevents overspending in one area while starving others, creating a holistic approach to your finances. Many people hesitate to track their money because it feels overwhelming or uncomfortable. But starting small makes a huge difference. For example, commit to tracking your net worth monthly using a simple spreadsheet or an app. Set up automatic transfers to your JARS each payday so the process happens without effort. You'll feel more in control and less anxious about money. Let me share the story of David, a mid-level manager who struggled with living paycheck to paycheck despite earning a decent salary. When David applied the JAR system, he discovered he was spending too much on impulsive purchases and not saving at all. He started allocating his income into jars and tracking his net worth every month. Within a year, David paid off his credit card debt, built an emergency fund, and began investing. His net worth grew steadily, and he felt empowered instead of stressed. So how can you apply these two wealth files today? First, calculate your net worth. List your assets like savings, investments, property, and subtract liabilities like loans and credit card debt. track this monthly or quarterly. Use this number as your real financial progress bar, not just your bank balance. Second, implement a version of the JARS system that fits your income and lifestyle. Even if you start with just 3 jars: necessities, savings, and play, it's a step toward managing money proactively. Automate transfers where possible, so your system runs smoothly without constant effort. Finally, commit to learning more about money management. Whether through books, podcasts, or courses, investing in your financial education pays the highest dividends over time. Before we move on, ask yourself, are you focused on your net worth or just your paycheck? How well do you currently manage your money? Which part of the JARS system feels most challenging or exciting to start? Reflect on these to identify your first steps toward financial mastery. By shifting your focus from income alone to net worth and adopting a simple money management system, you lay a strong foundation for lasting wealth. This mindset keeps you accountable, balanced, and moving steadily toward financial freedom. As you progress, you'll feel more confident, less stressed, and better prepared for life's ups and downs. Remember, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how you manage and grow what you have. Master these principles and your money will work for you, not the other way around. Your wealth journey just got a major boost. Next up, we'll explore more wealth files that dig deeper into how to think and act like the rich, transforming your mindset and habits to align with true abundance. But for now, focus on tracking your real wealth and managing your money like a millionaire. You're building the roots of a financial empire. Part 8. Wealth Files. 15 to 17. Growth, Fear, and Self-Investment. One of the most powerful shifts you can make on your path to wealth is moving beyond just earning money to making your money work hard for you. This is Wealth File 15. Rich people. Have their money work hard for them. Simply put, it's about leveraging your resources, investments, and assets to generate more income and build lasting wealth. Passive income streams that keep flowing even when you're not actively working. Why does this matter? Because true financial freedom isn't about how much you can earn with your time alone. It's about creating systems where money grows for you automatically. Whether through stocks, real estate, businesses, or other investments, putting your money to work means it multiplies exponentially over time, freeing you from the paycheck to paycheck cycle and opening doors to bigger opportunities. Take the example of Susan, a school teacher who always thought she had a fixed salary and limited means. One day, despite her fears and doubts, she decided to invest a small portion of her savings into a diversified stock portfolio. It wasn't easy. The fear of losing money was real and intense, but Susan educated herself, started small, and kept learning. Over time, her investments grew, dividends paid her monthly, and she felt a newfound sense of control and freedom. Susan's money began working for her, not the other way around. This brings us naturally to Wealth File 16. Rich people act in spite of fear. Fear is the single greatest obstacle to financial success and personal growth. Fear of failure, fear of loss, fear of the unknown. These can freeze us in place or push us into a comfort zone that stunts our wealth potential. But the rich learn to master fear, not eliminate it. They act boldly even when scared, understanding that risk is part of growth. It's important to understand that fear is not the absence of courage. Courage is acting in spite of fear. Every successful entrepreneur, investor, or millionaire you admire has faced fear, uncertainty, and doubt. What sets them apart is their willingness to move forward regardless. Consider Michael, who wanted to start his own business but was paralyzed by fear of failure. Instead of waiting for perfect conditions, he committed to action, learning from mistakes and adjusting as he went. Over time, Michael's business flourished, not because fear vanished, but because he refused to let it control his decisions. His story is a powerful reminder. Fear is a signal, not a stop sign. Finally, Wealth File 17. Rich people constantly learn and grow. The journey to wealth is ongoing. No one ever arrives and stops evolving. To stay ahead, you must embrace lifelong learning, personal development, and self-investment. This could mean reading books, attending seminars, finding mentors, or developing new skills. The more you grow, the more value you create. And value is the true currency of wealth. Think of growth like compound interest for your mind and skills. The knowledge, habits, and insights you gain today multiply over time, opening new doors and opportunities. On the flip side, stagnation leads to decline and missed chances. One striking example is Sarah, who started as a receptionist but dreamed bigger. She committed to learning about finance, sales, and leadership in her spare time. Over years, she climbed the corporate ladder, started her own company, and now mentors others on wealth creation. Sarah's dedication to growth transformed her life entirely. So how can you apply these 3 wealth files today? Start by asking yourself, are you making your money work hard for you, or just trading time for income? If not, begin exploring investment options that fit your situation and risk tolerance. Educate yourself and start small. The key is consistency, not perfection. Next, identify where fear might be holding you back. What's one action you've been avoiding because it feels risky or uncomfortable? Challenge yourself to take that step despite fear. Remember, courage builds with action. Finally, commit to continuous learning. Set a goal to read a book, listen to a podcast, or attend a workshop every month. Seek out mentors or join communities of like-minded individuals who inspire growth. Reflect. What fear do you need to face today? How can you invest in yourself right now? What new skill or knowledge will you pursue this month? Mastering these principles is about more than just money. It's about emotional mastery, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of improvement. The path of growth is challenging but rewarding. When your money works hard for you, when you act despite fear, and when you commit to lifelong learning, you don't just build wealth, you build a life of freedom, purpose, and fulfillment. You've now uncovered the final keys in T. Harv Eker's blueprint to a millionaire mind. These last wealth files tie together mindset, action, and continuous evolution, giving you the tools to transform your financial destiny and create lasting success. Remember, fear will always be part of the journey, but it doesn't have to stop you. Your money can become a powerful ally, multiplying your impact and opportunities. And your commitment to growth will propel you towards